Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see the recap and the review of episode 13 and 14 of Vincenzo. I have already posted the reviews of the previous episodes as well as the trailer of Vincenzo, and I have given the link below. Please do check it out if you have not checked out. Now let's get started. Previous episode ended with Vincenzo and Mr. Choi at the basement of Gumgam Plaza check out on the gold reserves. Mr. Choi points the gun at Vincenzo. Vincenzo is quick to correlate and informs Mr. Choi, the Danmei owner of Gumgam Plaza, to just take the Guteldon file instead of carrying the heavy gold bar. And in matters of seconds, Vincenzo outsmarts Mr. Choi and points the gun towards him, only to learn that Mr. Choi is actually an agent for International Security Intelligence Service, exactly the colleague of Mr. An. Mr. Choi previously had approached Wang Shalian, the Chinese mafia boss, as a fake corporate spy to track down on Guliton file. He truly did meet Vincenzo coincidentally when Vincenzo saved him. Mr. Choi hasn't reported the file's whereabouts to his agency as yet. Meanwhile, on the bus, several tenants start suspecting Vincenzo after seeing him with Mr. Choi before they left for the picnic. The tenants turn the bus around and split up to search in Gumgam Plaza for Vincenzo and Mr. Choi. So manages to clean up everything by the time the tenants return, thanks to Cha Young's warning call. Vincenzo is upset at the tenants for suspecting him as he considered them as family. Meanwhile, Junwoo, the real chairman of Babel Group, comes to know about the Guliton file through attorney Han. The file could cause major damage to Babel, and even it has some personal information on the Babel's late chairman, that is Junwoo's father. Without the union leader's testimony or any hard evidence, Prosecutor Jung argues it will be useless to summon Junwoo now. He tried confronting Moon-hee about the union leader's death, but she claimed that she had nothing to do with it. There's a little Prosecutor Jung can do about it, so he leaves it to Jipuragi firm, that is Vincenzo and team, to find out the evidence through their more creative means. The team in charge of dealing with union-related issues, the Vision team, answers directly to the chairman and is very loyal. Under them is a company union, which is not to be confused with the nice union whose leaders were murdered. Jipuragi decides to start by looking into the company union leader. The press is unsurprisingly positive about Junwoo's upcoming inauguration as Babel's chairman, but Prosecutor Jung has prepared a less enthusiastic welcome. He issues summons to the anti-union charges for the day after Junwoo's inauguration. Moon-hee's only concern is if the Vision teams get raided, otherwise there's nothing the prosecution can do about it. Inauguration of the chairman of Babel begins. The team Vincenzo start their work. The company union leader was once a close friend of and the right man of the deceased union leader. Betrayed them and went to Babel's side. Team leader Park of the Vision team is extremely loyal type. Team Vincenzo plans to take advantage of their nature respectively. They'll start with the traitor. Team Vincenzo pose as the members of the Twin Sword gang and kidnap the traitor. They make him think that Babel wants to get rid of him and scare him into agreeing to whatever they want. Then they have him call team leader Park and blackmail him, demanding 2 million won, or else he will inform all the team's illegal activities to the police. Vincenzo and Cha Young visit Prosecutor Jung and hand him an official list of the anti-union strategies Babel compiled and has put into effect. With this document, he can get a warrant for the team Vision. The next day, Junwoo shows up for his summons and vows to the reporters outside that he intends to fully cooperate and build back the people's trust. Next day, Junwoo appears to his scheduled lecture. Junwoo announces Babel's next venture, electric cars, with a video. Suddenly, the commercial is replaced with a video of the traitor meeting with team leader Park, their Babel affiliation and titles explicitly stated, and blackmailing him over the anti-union documents. Audience here when the team leader Park says that he only does what the chairman orders. Junwoo arrives at the avenue and is bombarded by adoring fans wanting his autograph. Han Seo, the dummy chairman, introduces Junwoo on stage and the brothers Cha Young watch from the balcony. The sound engineers are held hostage. Within seconds of Junwoo starting his introduction, pig blood is dumped onto Junwoo's head. This is the little surprise that Vincenzo planned for Cha Young. Review of episode 13. Publicly humiliating an egoistic maniac is certainly one of the way of getting under his skin. I'm not sure which Junwoo was angrier at the video or with him doused with the pig blood. Babel and Busang will no doubt find some way to explain the video and spin the press. But to have this kind of a commotion on Junwoo's first official day as a chairman doesn't look good. Down Babel doesn't seem like enough at this point. If the right people can get a hold of the guillotine file, then use it to root out all the corrupt officials. That'll be the icing on the cake. Mr. Choi seems dated and weary. He basically admitted to Vincenzo that he's planning to sell the file rather than reporting it. Seeing as he has access to all the gold, it must not be just for money. I wonder if Mr. Choi is aware of the corruption within the agency and that's something to do with his decision to keep it out of their hands. Choi doesn't seem like a person with no conscience, so I'm hoping that whatever he's working on or dealing information to isn't with Babel or someone equally terrible at the very least of it. To the end of episode 13, now we go to the episode 14 recap. We come to the beginning of episode 14. After publicly humiliating the chairman, it is time for the next phase of the plan to destroy Babel. Jipurage team goes after chairman's paper company for evidence of illegal financial activities in hopes of finding some charges that they will stick on. In shock, the security rushes onto the stage and whisks Junwoo away. Prosecutor Jung meets him in the hall with a warranty to arrest Junwoo. Jung shows them the hard drive that they took from Vision's team for the evidence. Not only that, Vincenzo and Cha-young have recorded the confession from the drunk driver saying that he was paid by Woo-san to run over the union leader. Fake chairman San Han-seo steps up and says that he ordered the anti-union activities just to save Junwoo. Again, Chief Prosecutor Huang arrives and argues that this is all the plan by the loyalist of Han-seo just protesting Junwoo's takeover of Babel. Orders him to let go Junwoo and reinvestigate the entire case. Vincenzo and Cha-young visit Vincenzo's birth mother Kyung-ja in the hospital to check on her. Meanwhile, Moong-hee of Woo-sang is not leaving any stone turned as she targets Vincenzo directly this time. Her plan is to use Vincenzo's enemies to get rid of him and she briefs Junwoo about her plan. Seo and Woo-sang law firm attorney Han meet Vincenzo and offer to help Vincenzo kill his brother Junwoo in exchange for his own life and leaving Babel alone. Vincenzo declines and refuses to get involved in family disputes. If he starts exploiting betrayal in others' family, his own family might betray him and walk away. Arc of former Ant Mafia group gives a presentation on paper companies to Team Vincenzo. He explains how they used to evade taxes and invest in stocks illegally. If you're caught, the penalty is a massive fine as well as a possible jail time. CEO Park further tells that Babel must have a company in Korea they launder things through, and he recalls Deo Jing, one of his colleagues, talking about working for a paper company. Is currently working as a trot singer at a club, so Vincenzo and Cha-young pay him a little visit and have no problem getting him to cooperate. Teo-jang gives the details of Babel's paper company nearly Raghu-sang Gallery. In the absence of Team Vincenzo, the Gumgam Plaza tenants try all sorts of methods to retrieve the gold. They go to an extent of hiring a gold prospector as well. So, Mi-ri, the pianist tenant, takes things in her own hands and sabotages their plan. She approaches Team Vincenzo and informs them that she is the one who designs both the iris recognition software and the triggered demolition of Gumgam Plaza. She managed to escape being killed like the others since she didn't work on site. A memorandum is signed by all the tenants stating that they'll trust Vincenzo henceforth after all he's done for them. They plan to focus on protecting the Gumgam Plaza rather than chasing the gold. Vincenzo accepts their apologies and promises to continue to help them. Meanwhile, the entire Gumgam Plaza and Team Vincenzo become one and work on tracking Babel's paper company, Raghu-san Gallery. Art director of Raghu-san Gallery holds private rental of the gallery for events and it is booked for months together. So Mi-ri, the pianist, hacks into the reservation list and ensures that Vincenzo and Cha-young get into the Raghu-san Gallery. The couple and enter the Ragusan gallery. Meanwhile, the couple who were supposed to visit the museum are taken to Gumgam Plaza, and the remaining tenants put up a show to impress their new guests. Love is all in the air in Ragusan gallery. Director Jung hands over Vincenzo with the rings he prepared for the surprise proposal. Staffs gather around holding flowers and taking photos. Vincenzo is forced to get on his knees and propose to Chayang. Unsurprisingly, Chayang gets into the performance and has fun with it. Vincenzo slips the ring that magically fits into her finger, and they think they pulled it off. Until everyone starts chanting, "Kiss." Vincenzo tries to get out of it by saying he's uncomfortable in public, but Cha Young grabs him and kisses him. He has a moment of wide-eyed shock before kissing her back. They definitely go over and above the call of duty to get into the very moment. Is distracted and employees call her about the women outside demanding to see her. No guesses, they are the Gumgam Plaza tenants disguised as clients to the gallery. While the director Jung is away, Vincenzo and Chayam connect their flash drive. They contact Mary, the pianist, to hack into the system, and she starts cracking the passwords. After Mary cracks the password, she turns it on over to Miss Yang, who is an experienced accountant for paper companies. She finds the copies and transfers them into the flash drive. Remove the flash drive right at the time Director Jung walks into the office. She asks who they are and what they're after. Vincenzo and Chayang show their ID that says Vincenzo is with the Italian intelligence service and investigating a tip about an Italian stolen art that ended up in Rangosang Gallery. With team leader Han claiming the Italian and the Korean agencies are cooperating, Director Jung admits that there is one piece that is smuggled from Italy. She gives the piece to team leader Han in exchange for not being charged, and she erases all the CCTV footage of Vincenzo and me. Meanwhile, the two men from Italy arrive at the airport and they are straight headed to Gumgam Plaza. In the car, Vincenzo and Chayang talk about how much fun the operation was. They try to joke about the kiss, but it doesn't ease the awkwardness between them. So they decide to have a drink and snacks on the rooftop of Gumgam Plaza. When they reach Gumgam Plaza, Vincenzo notices a man in the shadows. He sends Chayang to get beer and heads up to the rooftop alone. Men with guns follow, but after a tussle, they knock down Vincenzo to his knees and point a gun to his head. Wow, what a cliffhanger of an episode this is. Review of the episode 14. I knew that Mafia would come into this at some or the other point, but I'm sure that this was the doing of Moongi when she was on a call to catch hold of Vincenzo's enemies. Now we know that he does hate Vincenzo, and it would make sense. Vincenzo asked if the men were sent by Paulio, his stepbrother, which could be someone from a rival family or a friend, or maybe Emilio's friend. You'd think it'll be easier to just leave Vincenzo alone since he's out of Italy and uninvolved in their business. Sure, how smart it is on Babel and Busang's part to bring a mafia into their disputes. If things go wrong, this could bring international attention, which seems like a bad idea since they're trying to cultivate a positive image. The simplest answer is usually the best. If you want to be perceived as trustworthy, then be trustworthy. The more Babel gets involved with all these twisted schemes, the more likely they'll be shot themselves on their foot. I get that Vincenzo and Chayang don't want to get involved too much as he plans to leave soon, but I think they're past the point of being able to convincingly lie that they don't like each other and are not interested in each other. As they try to laugh off their kiss, they both know that they got a little too much into it and to blame entirely on the role. Oh, I don't get it. Love that they're making full use of the tenants in their operations now. Everyone is so on the game and they have bizarrely useful skill sets. Even Mari, the pianist, had a secret background. I was not expecting that she was the one who designed the entire security system, but it certainly explains how she got into it so much when the other tenants were so obvious. That Mary, the pianist, is in the team, we can expect Vincenzo to get his gold very soon. With that, we come to the end of this video. If you like this video, please do share it with your family and friends. Thank you for your continuous support. I'll be back with another video. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.